students' protest over paper leak is not just limited to the national capital, not just limited to Jantar Mantar. It has spread beyond that. And in fact, there are a lot of visuals coming in from across the country. But one visual that stood out was the one that came from Mumbai of a woman who stood in front of a police vehicle, a police van, and single-handedly brought it to a complete stop. This van was carrying detained students. And in the clip, the woman, Riya Ahir, stands directly in front of a Mumbai police van. Officers try again and again to get her to move. She does not budge. In fact, she's joining us live on the broadcast. Let's go across to her. Riya, that particular video of yours stopping that police van by standing in front of it has become the talk of the town. Everybody is admiring you. They are praising your courage. Let me ask you, what made you do that? What went through your mind?
I was there for a cause, that is standing up for my nation. We have all grown up taking the pledge that I love my India. India is my country and all Indians are my brothers and sisters. So I was there to stand in solidarity with my brothers and sisters. While I was waiting for my friends, actually, not even my friends. So this movement is a chain reaction. I uploaded a story on Instagram and people texted me, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. So we all decided to meet at a particular point, and we all know Bombay, if you live here, that the Bombay traffic will not let you reach anywhere on time. So they were delayed, and parking dhoonte, half the protest is missed. So they were delayed by all these causes, and I could hear the slogans and the chantings from the Kohinoor, and I was like, I'm wasting my time here. I want to be there. I want to be with them. I uploaded a story instead, and I was like, hey, the smile says it all. And I just wanted to go there, so I couldn't resist myself anymore, to be honest. Every voice matters, so I just wanted to be there. And as soon as I left the building, I saw this cop van in front of me filled with students. Now, when as an individual, you look at a cop van, you think there are criminals inside of it, right? But these days, we all know that these cop vans hold detained students illegally and against their will. So this was filled from the front to the back. I could see the students, and it was so stuffed that the cops were standing on the stairs. So I did my homework. I know my rights, and I went to the cop, and very respectfully, politely, I asked him, sir, आपके पास memo है? And he just did this. And this says it all, that he doesn't know what he is doing, he doesn't know whose orders are these, and they don't have the answers to our questions. So I knew that at that moment was the defining moment, that they do not have the answers, they were wrong, I was right. So I reached out my hand to one of the girls inside the vehicle, and I took her hand and I tried to get her out of the van, but the cops obstructed me and they started moving. So when they started moving, I will tell you one thing about this whole protest by anyone who's standing up for this is peaceful protest. That's the operating word. So I realized that if I try to reach out and try to free them like this, it will become violent, it can become ugly. I can, be under the bus, or she can fall from there. So I decided to let go of her hand, and I started walking besides the van. As I was walking beside the van, the traffic started opening up and they were speeding up. So I realized I cannot, keep up with them for long enough. And I did the first thing that came to my mind, that to jump in front of the van. And and then they had to stop. Of course, they're not going to run over student. Even if they do, I'd rather be a martyr than a helpless
participating was still detained, motivated you to stop the police van. I'm sure you are aware of what has happened in Jantar Mantar. You're aware of how both students and the policemen came under attack as well. So were you also thinking of repercussions, that perhaps you will be asked to move, that something might go south? Were you also worried?
I would be lying if I say I wasn't. Just a little bit though, that what if they run me over actually, because he was trying to accelerate as I was in front of the van. Not with motion, but with the sound, he was trying to scare me, and I thought, we never know how these situations go. If he does something wrong, he can totally run over me, but I was ready for it. I'd rather be called a martyr than to be seen as a helpless, Sahai citizen. And I knew for a fact if I died there, to be honest with you, the students are not going to let my body go, just off like that. They will be with my body till the funeral pyre. Because these days, even if you're dead, even as a dead, your body doesn't get peace, your mind and your heart doesn't get peace. People are getting raped left, right and center. So the students would do me justice there.
Okay, so you were prepared for the worst outcome. Now, let me ask you this because, yes, the students are asking what is a legitimate demand, legitimate questions are being asked to the government about why the paper leak happened and how the government is planning to stop it. But then there are also these, moments from the protests that are going viral where you see people casually taking part in the protest. What do you have to say about that, about individuals who are only interested in making reels? I ask you that because commitment to the cause is being questioned.
See, if we go to see, any form of media will be casual like that. It's the way you would see it. If I am making a reel in a rally, it's probably to spread the cause, to let people know about this. And if they think it's casual about such a serious matter, then it says a lot about their perspective, not ours. I was there in front of the van and people were actually telling me that, oh, she's taking reels, she's a Gen Z baddie. But to be honest, I wasn't taking reels, I was taking evidence that documentation is everything today's time. And so I urge everyone to document everything that they go through and everything. If they are being detained, if their phones are being confiscated, you have to ask for it in written. You have to know what all they're taking from you in written. The DCP, I was there on 21st as well. This is not an isolated incident. I was there on the 21st as well at Shivaji Park, and again, due to whatever conditions we have, I was delayed. And from across the road, I could see there was a bus parked and people are pointing their cameras at it. Now, we know if someone is pointing a camera at a police van, we know something is happening. And if something is happening, I want to know what's happening. And if I want to know, I want to know if it's right or wrong.
So you're saying that
if I know it's wrong,
and anybody who's part of the protest is doing their bit to spread awareness. So let me ask you this, Rhea, is this only going to be about this one particular moment, or are you going to stand with the students till the very end? Because at the moment there are a lot of ifs and buts, uncertainty and hurdles in terms of talks.
See, I am doing my bit and I urge everyone to do their bit. I have also emailed as soon as I heard of the police brutality. That was my tipping point. That is something that is highly unacceptable. If you are in power, if you are not in power, we all condone violence. So khule aam saying that, hey, we are in power, we can abuse it. If you have power, we have our rights. And we have a voice.
Well, if you're talking about the government stand, the government at the moment is trying to have a dialogue and a conversation with the CJP representatives, with the opposition as well. Let's all of us hope as citizens of this country that, this issue is resolved, that there's a full stop to paper leak and whoever is responsible is held accountable and that they are punished. Thank you very much, Rhea, for joining us on the broadcast. Quick break with that, lot more lined up on the other side.